Hello, and welcome to part 2 of our series on common subtle misconceptions that spiritual seekers fall prey to, which stall or frustrate their growth journey. Millions have failed to spot, separate, and avoid them in their travels because they are both subtle and common. Like we highlighted in part 1, any attempt to build a lasting spiritual growth program on even one of these 10 false foundations can hamper a seeker for an entire lifetime, leaving them empty, drained, cynical, and sometimes an outright unbeliever in anything concerning spiritual self-development. In part 1, we noted how deeply rooted these false beliefs are in everyday culture, so much so that it's hard to remember when they weren't so influential. Today we are diving deep again. Like Mariana Trench deep, but instead of weird fish we're finding more lies. Spiritual lies, to be exact. You know the ones. They're like glittery traps for your soul, promising enlightenment, but actually just leading you down a rabbit hole of confusion. We've all been there, right? Today we're not only dispelling these myths, but also dumping them into a big cosmic basket with a dose of lighthearted humor to boot. These are the second 5 of 10 spiritual misconceptions that have probably been messing with your vibe, your chakras, and maybe even your ability to find matching socks. If you're ready to laugh, gasp, and maybe yell, "Why did no one tell me this?" Then let's go. Misconception number 6. The myth that makes you feel like a spiritual failure just because you're not constantly levitating in a state of blissful nirvana. Raise your hand if you've ever thought, if I'm on the right path, everything should flow effortlessly. There must be something to show off to my friends from my new spirituality. If I'm truly aligned, life should just be a constant stream of rainbows by now. I used to believe this too, until I realized the universe doesn't just hand you enlightenment on a silver platter. The most transformative moments of my life felt like earthquakes. The truth? Growth shouldn't be characterized by comfort. That resistance you feel, it's not a sign you're failing, it's a sign you're upgrading. The skills and wisdom I gathered from these experiences and moments set me up to perform better in my next phase of life and served me well up to this moment. Spiritual growth is less like floating on a fluffy cloud, and more like leveling up in a complex, sometimes frustrating but ultimately rewarding video game. You know, the kind where you actually have to lose a few times, learn new skills, and occasionally get your butt handed to you by a surprisingly difficult mini-boss that looks suspiciously like your unresolved childhood trauma. That's funny, right? Think about it. In any game worth its salt, do you just breeze through every level without breaking a sweat? No! There are challenges, puzzles that make your brain hurt, and those infamous boss fights that have you rage-quitting at 3 a.m. But when you finally beat that boss, when you figure out that tricky puzzle, when you level up, that feeling? That's pure, unadulterated bliss and satisfaction. That's the feeling of genuine accomplishment, of having earned your progress. Every pain during the journey to that victory is forgotten. Every skill learned is now yours to apply in the ensuing levels. Be honest, would it have been possible without losing a few times to the boss character in the game and learning how to outsmart him? Well, next time anyone promises you shortcuts to greatness in this game, tell them to... You now know what to tell them. So that's exactly what spiritual growth feels like. No more, no less. Nitty-gritty, playing in the dirt fun, but with the right mindset, you win eventually, and level up forever. It's messy, it's challenging. It involves facing parts of yourself you'd rather keep locked in the attic with the creepy porcelain dolls. But the strength, wisdom, and resilience you gain from navigating those internal boss fights, these are all absolutely priceless attributes you would not now trade for anything in the world. Am I wrong? Misconception number 7. Okay. The next false foundation on which to build your spiritual growth is a devious and age-old classic. This one's dangerous because we have been conditioned, by religion, by social media, to look for a savior outside ourselves. Look, let's be clear, teachers, mentors, guides, even people who call themselves gurus can be incredibly valuable. They can offer wisdom, share experiences, provide tools, and shine a flashlight on parts of the path you might not see on your own. But here's where it gets tricky. If anyone, and I mean anyone, positions themselves as the way, demands your unquestioning worship, isolates you from your support systems, or implies that your salvation is entirely dependent on them and their expensive weekend retreats, then, my friends, that's not your guru. That's a walking, talking red flag. The power, the wisdom, the connection you're seeking. It's already within you. That's where the actual kingdom of God is. It always has been and always will be within you. Not here, not there, not everywhere, but inside you. So here's the funny truth to take home. You are the alchemist of your transformation. You don't need a guru to save you. You simply require guidance. Your salvation, if anything, is worked out by you, albeit under loving and selfless guidance. By way of metaphor, do not struggle to help the master carry his cross. That has been done already. Instead, do what he instructed. Carry yours, but follow him. You will have to pass the proverbial 12 stations for yourself to attain your resurrection. The radical truth is that no one holds the secret except you. Teachers? They're like tour guides. Your soul is your compass to your destination. As an example, Christianity repeatedly reminds us that the Master Jesus used the faith within the sick person to heal him, not an external energy from some remote place. It was always the locked-up energy that he, as a guide, helped the sick person to unlock and utilize for their specific healing and transformation. If you have missed this all along, then you are lucky to see this video today. I hope it transforms your entire being, thoughts, words, and deeds. Thank me later. Misconception number 8, I must be a super special snowflake starseed to matter. Alright, this time-wasting diversion gets a lot of airtime in spiritual circles. The idea that I must be special to matter. How many of us have gotten lost in labels? Starseed, old soul, lightworker, or some other titular label that spells superiority of some sort. It's a very human thing, this desire to feel special, to feel like we have a unique purpose, a unique identity that sets us apart. And in the spiritual journey, this can manifest as a quest for a special label, a cosmic designation that validates our experiences or our feelings of not quite fitting in. But it's a trap. Now hear this, you dear friend are already special, you were born special, very special. And you remain unequivocally 101% special in ways you may never realize. You are a unique expression of the universe, a once-in-a-lifetime cosmic event. And guess what? So is everyone else. But the universe didn't make you unique to make you lonely. It made you unique so you could contribute your specific flavor to the cosmic soup. You don't need a label to be worthy. Your heartbeat alone is a miracle that proves how special you are. Seeking outside validation is a waste of growth time. Stop it today. Misconception number 9. Letting go means I'm a cold, uncaring robot. Folks, this one can be a real mind-bender and heart-wrencher. The misconception that letting go means you don't care. We cling, don't we? We cling to people even when the relationship is way past its expiration date. We cling to and replay past hurts like our favorite sad song on repeat. But holding on to a hot coal doesn't prove anything except that you're willing to keep burning yourself. That's on the one hand. On the other hand, detachment or letting go isn't like going cold turkey on your emotions and suddenly becoming a stoic, unfeeling Vulcan. It's more like slowly, consciously swapping your spiritual junk food for soul salads. That's the liberating truth to bear in mind when in this dilemma. Letting go is a process of gently unhooking, of releasing the charge, not the memory or the lesson. The lesson is yours to keep for future use. The charge, the negative or positive emotion it generated, is not that important. The event was a channel to teach you the lesson, and any million possible events could and can still be used to teach that one lesson if you fail to learn from it. That's how the divine works. The upside of letting go is making space for new experiences, new joys, and yes, even new love. Consider this the next time you find yourself falling into that guilt trap. Detachment or release isn't coldness, it's love without chains. You can love someone and let them go. You can honor your past and release it. Misconception number 10. Real spiritual seekers never ever doubt or question the dogma. Our grand finale. The lie that can make you feel like a total spiritual troublemaker if you ever, even for a nanosecond, question anything. The faulty belief that real seekers never doubt. The deceitful idea is that if you are a true believer, you will not question anything thrown at you. Imagine having a skeptical thought about the energetic properties of this $300 crystal. Does this mean you're unspiritual? If you've ever had a moment like this where you doubt your path, your beliefs, or even the whole spiritual practice you're into and the information it is handing out, then congratulations, you're officially awake and using your brain. Seriously, this idea that true spirituality means blind, unquestioning faith is not only unrealistic, but also actually pretty unhelpful. Your ability to question, to discern, to say, does this actually resonate with me, is a vital tool on your spiritual journey. It's what helps you separate the spiritual wheat from the spiritual chaff, the genuine wisdom from the well-marketed dogma, fluff, and jargon. And why should anyone ask you to surrender your reasoning ability for spiritual approval? Doubt isn't your enemy, it's like your soul's highly effective BS and spam filter. Doubt isn't the opposite of faith, it aims to refine and strengthen faith. It encourages you to investigate, to explore, to find what truly aligns with your own inner knowing. Your questions are upgrades in disguise, leading you to a more robust, more personal, and ultimately more unshakable connection to your truth and to the universe. Anyone who places unquestioning belief on you as a condition to be approved as spiritual is your enemy. Flee from them. Even Thomas the disciple was used to confirm Christ's resurrection, not disprove it, and the Master welcomed his doubt, for when satisfied, it was to become a cornerstone of stronger faith. One that inspires millions to this day. Every great mystic from Rumi to Mother Teresa wrestled with doubt and won, and that's what made their faith eventually unshakable. Woo! We finally made it through the spiritual misconception-busting gauntlet, team. How are we feeling? A little lighter? A little more like, okay, maybe I'm not a total spiritual weirdo for having, thoughts and struggles. Good, you're not failing, you're unlearning. You're throwing out garbage and cleaning house, ready to start afresh, this time, with a resolve that will not be distracted or broken. Because that's the whole point. This journey isn't about achieving some flawless Instagram filter version of enlightenment where you're perpetually serene and only poop glitter. It's messy, it's human, and it's so incredibly yours. The truth is, so much of the spiritual path isn't about learning new complicated things, it's about unlearning the BS we've picked up along the way. Please leave a star emoji in the comments if any of these misconceptions affected you, and consider sharing this video with someone who could benefit from clearing out this misinformation today. That's how the magic spreads, until we all win over the false propaganda. I'll be back soon, so subscribe if you want more tips like these. Until then, remain blessed and renewed on all levels.